Hi, today we're going to learn how to make gladioli. For the gladioli you require crepe paper in green color and any floral color that you like, a thin wire, floral green tape, an orange color or any color matching with your crepe paper, pen, tips matching with the crepe paper, a thick wire, some tissue paper and glue. All the measurements for the stencils are in centimeters. First is petal A. This is 7.5 centimeter by 5.5. You have to cut 3 pieces of this. Then this is petal B. This is 4 centimeter by 7 centimeter. Cut 2 pieces. Then we have another petal, petal C. So this is 7.5 centimeter by 4.5 centimeter. Cut 1 piece of this. Then for the bud, this is almost a square, 7.5 by 7.5 centimeters with rounded corners. Cut 2 pieces of this. Then we have another bud, a smaller bud. This is 6.5 centimeter by 5 centimeter. Cut 2 pieces of this. Then a stamen of the same paper, floral paper. This is 6.5 by 0.5 centimeter. Cut 1 piece. And then a sepal. This is 5.5 centimeter by 2.5 centimeter. You have to cut as many flowers and buds that you have. You have to cut 2 pieces per flower and bud. For the closed bud, you take one sepal and you stretch it in the center. Apply glue on the edges. Now you make a ball of the cotton wool and put it in the center of the sepal and close the edges, overlapping them a bit, one on top of the other. Try to close on the top also to make a point. Now tie the base of the bud with a wire. Twist the wire a couple of times and then wind it. Twist it and close the end. Now you take another sepal piece, stretch it again in the center, apply glue all around on the edges and stick it round the first one, the bud that we've made, on it, just closing the edges. So you have a pointed bud. This is how it looks. And I have made another one like this. For the medium bud, we will take the smaller bud, the paper which we cut, and you crimp the top. That is, you pull the edge of the paper in opposite directions with your fingers gently, so that you get a frilly effect like this. Now you roll the paper. After we've rolled it, take a sepal and put it slightly lower than the top of the bud and just put it around it, holding it securely, and then take a piece of wire, thin wire, and tie the base of the bud with it like that. Wind it around a couple of times tightly and then twist the wire together, and that's it. After we've tied it with wire, take a second sepal, apply glue on the edge slightly and on the base of the sepal and stick it right opposite. The point should be right opposite the first point. This is how the buds will look, and I have made 2 like this. For the biggest bud, we take the biggest cutout. Again, crimp the top and we'll make the bud in the same way. Roll it up and then stick the sepals on it. This is how it will look, and again I have made 2 of these. Now you take the thin stamen piece and on one end cut about half a centimeter long slits, very thin slits, basically dividing the stem in 3. Then with scissors only pull them so that they curl a bit. And then now just roll holding the paper in your hand, between your finger and thumb, roll the paper tightly, pressing it tightly. So it will become a very thin tubular structure. Do it twice. Take 3 pips and cut off one side of it. Then hold them slightly below about 1 centimeter below the top of the stamen, like this. Apply glue and just roll it so that all 4 sticks stick together. Now you take one petal A and 2 pieces of petal B. First with an orange pen, we're going to shade on the bottom part of the petals, all the 3 petals. This shows the throat of the flower, so just shade it well and with a light hand. After you've shaded the petals, take glue and apply it at an angle on petal A stem, and stick one petal B at quite an angle on it, like this, and similarly on the other side stick the other petal. Now apply glue in the same way at a slant in forming a triangle on one petal, and then fold the petal over on the other petal and stick it to form a tube. Leave a little opening on the end. You can insert a pencil through to rest the petal and then stick it. So this is how it will look. Take 2 petal A and 1 petal C and apply glue on the side of the petal, just in a straight line along the edge of the stem, and then stick the other petal on top. The petals are straight this time, and again the third petal. And let it dry. Now in the similar manner as we did earlier, apply glue on the edge, just on the edge, and then fold the petals over and stick together to form a tube. Now you take the first round that we made and insert the stamen pips through it. It should come out through the hole, like that. Now insert this inside the other cone that we made of petals, but you should keep in mind that the petal A of the first one should be in the middle of the other 2 petal A's of the other cone. So this is how it will look. Now we will tie the bottom with a thin wire. After we tied with the wire, open a petal out and with the help of scissors just pull the petal gently so that it curls. And then give it shape, curled shape, and then give a crease in the center by folding the petal outwards. And press it with your nails. You should have a sharp crease, because Gladioli petals, all of them show a vein in the center, and then fold the petal again. So this is what we'll do with all the petals except for the first petal A, the innermost petal A. Now we left with petal A of the inner whorl. So we don't need to curve this, you just need to give a crease to it. Just fold it outwards, press it with your nails. So you have a crease like that. This petal stays upright. Now we're going to crimp the edges of all the petals. Pull the paper gently between your fingers and thumb. So you have ripples all over, like this. After we've crimped the petals, this is how the flower would look. Now we're going to put the sepals on it. So take one sepal cutout and apply glue halfway on it. And stick this on the base of the petal, on the flower. Putting around the wire like this. Now we're going to stick this other sepal right opposite the first one. So now I have made 3 flowers, 2 larger buds, 2 small ones and 2 closed buds. Now we're going to assemble all of them. Take the tissue paper and fold it in half twice. And then put some glue on one side. And wind it round the thick wire. Starting from one end, just wind the whole tissue paper. Now you take one closed bud, put it on top of the wire and wind the thin wire of the bud around it like this. Then you take the green floral tape, put some glue first on the wire, all around on the bud also. Take the tape and wind it starting from the top. Like this. Then take the second bud and position it about halfway on the first bud. And again wind the thin wire around the stem. And then wind the green tape on it, like so. Now we take the floral tape. Now we take the smaller bud and again position it like this and wind the tape over. After I have wrapped around this much, all the buds and this much of the wire, we'll take the flower and put it here, and then in the same way as we did for the bud, we're going to wind the green floral tape on it. After we've tied all the flowers and buds, open them out a bit away from the stem like this, and the buds just a bit, not too much, because most of the Gladioli buds are very closely knit. Position them like this, and here's your Gladioli stem.